I know nothing about the lore of this game, dude, so let's have a look. The most powerful artifact in RuneScape. Stone of Jas. This is related to the Wild Guthix Slates quest, which is coming out in 4 days.
The Fist of Guthix.
Jesus fucking Christ, that was loud. Who is that? Poison Potion, of course. Alright. If it's too loud for you guys, just let me know. Scared the fuck out of me.
The Eye of Saradomin. The Stone of Jas. Depending on its past possessors, the artifact would go through many names in its storied history, which predates even the First Age. The origins of the stone are not very well known, nor has its past been well documented.
Sorry, did he
so
say...
join me as we try to piece...
Did he say the Fist of Guthix?
The Fist of Guthix.
Is that what this is, then? Is that another name for it? Stone was in a vision you have in that Temple of the Eye quest? Oh, I didn't remember that quest.
The Eye of Saradomin.
The Eye of Saradomin.
The Stone of Jas.
So,
depending on its past possessors, the artifact would go through many names in its storied history, which predates even the First Age.
I see.
The origins of the stone are not very well known, nor has its past been well documented. So join me as we try to piece together the story of Gilinor's greatest and most devastating artifact.
It's like a big basketball. Spooky.
We have to start all the way back in the First Age. Guthix had just arrived on Gilinor and was amazed by its beauty. Using a special tool, he was able to carve open portals to other realms where he could convince certain species to take refuge in the world of Gilinor.
So Guthix is responsible for midgets, less angry midgets, and pedophiles. Right? All the bad things in the world, Guthix is responsible for. We got little manlets. Yeah, I guess just other little manlets. Aren't other gnomes that don't they like conspire to attack humans too? With the monkeys? They're fucking terrorists. We got just angry midgets, we got terrorist midgets, and then yeah, kitty fiddlers. So Guthix is a motherfucking problem.
One of the first species he brought over were the elves, along with the goddess of light, Saren. Through unknown means, Guthix would eventually come into contact with the Stone of Jas. Using the stone, he would help out a newly established race called humans. The stone was capable of creating the world's first rune stones that the humans could utilize to produce magic, an ability that previously was not possible for them. Millennia's pass on, and after a good amount of species got settled, Guthix decided to stop interacting with them. You see, Guthix had no desire to be worshipped as a god, and would even tell these species not to do so. But unfortunately, they started doing it anyway. So to prevent further worship, he decided...
I know the feeling. It's like... So basically, he's created the world. Is Guthix the guy that made RuneScape then? Is that what it is? That's basically what that's telling us. He made humans and runes and allowed them to use magic. So he started it all, which with the Stone of Jas, right? Which means he's also a fucking problem. The Elder Gods made Gilinor. Yeah, but he found Gilinor, right? He came to Gilinor and gave us midgets and pedos and shit, and then gave everyone runes. Is that right? Which comment, Fergo? What happened? It explains why no one supports the Weirdo and God Wars. Guthix wasn't in the God Wars, was it? You relate? I don't know what you're on about, Fergo. I must have missed something.
Decided to go underground and sleep for thousands upon thousands of years. Fast forward to the Second Age, the arrival of Zeros and the Great Zerosian Empire. During this time, the stone was accidentally found by a Fremennik named V. V used the power of the stone to create new magic and what we now know as runic altars. He also was
V's the guy for the Fremennik ones, right? With the shield? To being worshipped? It sounds like another hater, dude. V's the V-shield guy, yeah? For the Fremenniks. Excuse me. Guthix only ended the God Wars. No, he didn't. No fucking way. Guthix ends the God Wars. He creates these, like, universal laws which prevent gods from interacting with the planet. Then why are the God Wars still going on? Guthix was around in Gilinor before any other lower god. What about Saradomin and Zamorak? I thought they were all siblings. Guthix is behind everything in RuneScape. Oh, for fuck. I thought Guthix was a fence-sitting poster boy bitch. I don't like Guthix. That's why you don't pick him, because he was like, oh, I don't want to be on the good or the bad side, so he just sits there being a pussy. He was asleep? Okay. Zamorak isn't a sibling of Guthix. No, I only recently found out, like, a few weeks ago that Zamorak was just some dude that became a god because he killed someone else, right? He killed, like, the next person or some shit. God Wars, you know, is a fragment of the old war that got frozen in time. Don't even fucking start. What? I didn't know that. I just thought these cunts were angry with each other. Why is the lore so deep? What the fuck? Saradomin and Zamorak were mortal creatures that ascended to godhood through the staff of Armadillo. Yeah, okay. I also thought Guthix was a bitch made, but the video made him look badass. Yeah, I thought he was a pussy. So what gods do when they're left of their own accord? If anything, he's just a stronger god that the gods have to listen to. So Guthix is the big dog, right? Condor, you know nothing about the game? I know everything about the game that matters, okay? The lore, the pencil-pushing, Bible-bashing dog shit, that's for you guys, alright? This is for the people that you got no talent in the game, so go, I better read the books so I know what's going on. His role in shit is explained in the video. Yeah, I'll get to that. I've only just discovered now that... What did old mate say? Fuckface? What'd you say? Where is it? The fucking God Wars comment. I need to find that again, because that blew my mind. Something about it being like a frozen piece of time or something. Like, what the fuck is that? I can't find the comment now. I've lost it. I'm sorry. God Wars, the God Wars, you know, is a fragment of the old war that got frozen in time. Like, I didn't know that. I thought there was just a hole in the ground they were fighting. I didn't know that. He wasn't a fence sitter. He was a fence taker downer. Right, okay. Some Doctor Who shit? Yeah, sounds like it. The wilderness used to be Zerosian Empire. It got destroyed by Zamorak using the Stone of Jas. Alright, okay. Well, let's continue and see what else blows our fucking minds, hey? It's crazy how many people know about the lore of this game. What do you do in your spare time that you figure this shit out? This is nuts.
One to found the Moon Clan, whom all reside on Lunar Isle and follow V's tradition of magic and runecraft to this very day. There is little known of this specific point in the stone's timeline, but it is believed that V had the stone stolen from him. After the stone's theft, it would disappear for many years, until eventually being found by Zamorak through unknown means. With the help of the stone, Zamorak would use the Staff of Armadillo to defeat Zeros and siphon his power, ascending to godhood. This would begin the Third Age. Shortly after...
So that's the Third Age, right? And Zaros is next? And what's before that, the Third Age? The Second Age? The wilderness was created as a result of the God Wars too. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Zaros is a child of an elder god. Okay. 2 comes before 3, yeah. Okay, because I've never heard or seen Second Age. I just thought Third Age was some cool shit. Second Age is the Zaros Empire. Okay, and then Zamorak killed him, so now you have the Third Age. Right. Here's why you fight the generals in the God Wars dungeon, not the actual gods. He banished the gods. Right, okay.
After this, Saradomin and Armadillo would banish Zamorak and claim possession of the 2 artifacts. Okay. Armadillo would end up taking the staff, which is how it got its name, and Saradomin would claim the Stone of Jas. He would then proceed to hide the stone at the bottom of the ocean. It was around this time...
Well, that's bullshit, because this only came out like 3 years ago. Guardians of the Rift is new. And it's got the SpongeBob thing off to the side. They're just making shit up. Right? This doesn't make any sense. How can this be part of the timeline when they would... This was nothing but a fucking paint diagram from the JMods like fucking 18 months ago. I don't get it. SpongeBob was Third Age? It sounds like it. It's definitely out there.
Time that the stone would be referred to as the Eye of Saradomin. Fast forward around 17 years, and Zamorak finds a way to return to Gielinor and is now pissed that he no longer has his powerful toys. For this reason, the God Wars would commence.
So how did they unbanish him? And then that's how he was banished, and then 17 years later he just rocks up, like his sentence is over, and then he starts a war, and that was it. How does Zamorak killing Zaros result in a 4 bill coin pickaxe? I'm not sure. I really don't know. Maybe he used the pickaxe.
The war for the artifacts would last for thousands of years.
Okay.
Zamorak would eventually claim the stone and entrust it to Lord Drakon.
Oh.
The effects of the stone being in Drakon's possession can still be seen today, actually, in the mines of Mauritania. Eventually, Zamorak would reclaim the stone from Drakon and place it in the mines of Mauritania.
Is that what the Dale stuff is? So, because we haven't got the next vampire questline yet, but so maybe that will be linked to this. And hopefully that means we'll get better ways to farm blood shards. That'd be cool. Laura's cringe. Well, I mean, I don't have time to learn lore, but I'm enjoying learning it from you guys and watching these videos. This is a good way for me to consume this sort of content, because there's no fucking way in hell I'm reading a wiki page or a book or quests. But I enjoy learning about the game this way, because I have no fucking clue, man. This is wild. I hope that's the next quest they release. I believe we have at least one more vampire quest to go, a Grand Master one, that continues from Sins of the Father. Because he takes that bitch at the end, right? So it looks like this might link to it if he's got the Stone of Jas. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, could be wrong. They have Dale because of the Stone of Jas. Okay, I see.
Eventually, Zamorak would reclaim the stone from Drakon and place it in the land of Farinthri. However, not long after, Saradomin, Armadil, and Bandos all had...
That's not actually Armadil and Bandos though, right? That's a fucking... That's an orc. And that's just a fucking aviancy. Okay.
Had him cornered. In a last-ditch effort, Zamorak pounded upon the stone, causing a massive explosion. The blast turned the beautiful, lush, and green Farinthri into a wasteland incapable of supporting life. The planet's life force, Anima Mundi, cried out in pain as the whole world shook. The event was so destructive that it awakened Guthix, who had been asleep for more than 5,000 years. He looked upon the destruction in disbelief and plunged into a deep sadness. Seeing such a large stain on this beautiful planet was too much for him, and he wept for a land that he only...
Okay, so I was right. Guthix is a fucking pussy. He's a bitch. He slept. Zamorak destroyed Jas, the Stone of Jas, made the wilderness, and Guthix went, oh no, this place with no life that has chaos fanatics and scorpions and dragons and king black dragons and rune rocks. I'm going to go cry and give people free fire making XP. Like, okay. So he's a bitch. I was right. Yeah? He's a little face sitter. Okay.
He wanted to share.
Good.
Gielinor was now permanently scarred. Shortly after seeing this atrocity, Guthix came to the conclusion that none of these gods were fit to inhabit this world. Okay. So he enacted the most powerful spell ever known in our history, the Edicts of Guthix. These edicts would prevent any and all gods from entering the world of Gielinor. However, if a god already resided in Gielinor, it would not automatically kick them out. So, one by one, Guthix banished each and every god. This even included his old friend Saren, which was hard for him, as he was the one who brought her and her people to Gielinor in the first place. Saren pleaded with Guthix to let her stay, telling him that if she were to leave the elven people, they would all quickly die. But Guthix wouldn't allow it. For even though Saren was a peaceful and gracious goddess, her presence would still disrupt the balance of good and evil in the world. So as a final resort, she shattered herself into pieces so that her people could live on, even if it was without her full presence. When his work was done...
But she's in the library, right? Is that's her fragments, right? In the library? And then the one that you fight at the end of the Song of the Elves is also a fragment. Is that right? Okay, because she's like through. That's a corrupted fragment, right? Okay, so there's heaps of pieces, and you talk to all of them. Okay, the evil one that split off, right? Okay. Guthix is Big Daddy here, kicking everyone's ass out. How's he a pussy? Because he was crying because of this fucking wilderness, right? Okay, alright, that makes sense.
Guthix took the Stone of Jas and hid it deep underground. After that, he himself found a resting place and went back to sleep, hopeful now that his actions would prevent any further damage being done to Gielinor. Not much else is known of the stone. In fact, it's been such a long time since the stone was last seen that many believe its presence to be a myth. But it is no myth. The stone is still here, waiting to be found. And while Guthix sleeps, the beings of Gielinor long to abuse its power and disrupt the balance once more.
Dun, dun, dun. Chills. Literal chills. Does that mean that there can be new gods, though? Like, does the Stone of Jas make gods like they made Zamorak? Or do you have to kill a god to become a god? Crying about the Wilderness is a mainstay of RuneScape. True. True. You kill a god to become a god. Okay. So people are just trying to finger this big basketball then and hope that they can kill something. Like, because this is the new sort of like, what's that Merlin Crystals looking cunt? What's his name? Shit. The guy from Desert Treasure. The skeleton cunt. What's it? Lucian, that's it, yeah. That's a new guy, right? And then you've got just some pedophile over here to the right. What has this got to do with the Duke then? Because someone mentioned the Duke earlier. Is this related to Desert Treasure too? That's Vagora? What, this cunt here on the right? Lucian, best villain in the game. I thought Lucian was a good guy. I don't know. I can't keep up with this fucking game, hey. Man, Vagora looks like shit. He's got a fucking bronze sword. That's the doc? Yeah. I'm going to have to see his PhD real quick. Okay. Slisky, the evil one, I think. Okay, I said Lucian is not a good guy. Alright, okay. Well, look, I don't know what to expect with this quest, really, because I doubt I'm going to read the lore much, but I'm sure I'll be questioning it and asking you guys throughout the entire fucking series, which will be live streaming on its release on Wednesday when that comes out. It's a cool vid. Yeah, good video. I just play the game, man. I just work here. I don't fucking understand half of this shit. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy. It's huge.